Hi, my name is Sheila Beck, and you're the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So, I've been trying to cut down on doing these videos. I've been trying to cut down on doing this type of video, but listen, I'm a bit of a junkie for them. I don't really think I can, because they fascinate me. Listen, crazy behavior always fascinates me. Just always fascinates me. The crazy behavior that I'm talking about, you've seen the thumbnail, is Screenrant. Screenrant desperately trying to reconcile every aspect of Chris Chibnall's Doctor Who with the rest of Doctor Who. And I keep asking the question, why? Like, what? Why? I don't think the rest of Doctor Who matters that much to the production team. I think they like making shocking things, but they don't like, because they think that makes good television, because they're idiots, because they're not very good at their job. But why? Like, I don't think the continuity really matters to them at all. And they pretty much said they've been moving into like this multiverse thing to try and explain all these differences. But they do want to say, oh, it's always been this confusing. No, it hasn't. I've been a Doctor Who fan all my life, and you've been able to have somehow hammer things together. The only thing that was really difficult, I think, and the only reason it was difficult is because it really stood out, was the unit dating from Mordred Undead, right? That's the. And other than that, you didn't get anything like that. Just so pointedly contradicted the rest of Doctor Who. By the way, I solved that in my head, in my head canon, by saying it was some kind of fallout from I said the Faction Paradox War at the time when I came up with it. Let's say the Time War. If you ever read Faction Paradox, interesting villains from the 8th Doctor book range. I quite like, was it the 8th Doctor? Yeah, I think it's there. There wasn't the 7th Doctor. The 8th Doctor book range. Worth checking out. A good one, by the way. A really good book you should, if you're looking for something to read, is called Alien Bodies, right? Really clever story about how the Doctor's dead and there's an auction to buy his body, because it's got this insane biodata and there's all these different delegates from there, and you get an idea there's this future war. Anyway, so and the 8th Doctor stumbles in that. It's a good book. Who wrote that? Could be Paul Cornell. Could be Paul. No, it was the other one. It was Lawrence Miles, maybe. Good book. Anyway, so Screenrant. They are very, very obsessed with trying to get Doctor Who to work. Chris Chibnall's Doctor Who to work with the rest of Doctor Who. So what's going on with that? That's really my question that's driving me on in this video. And here's what I think the answer is. I think it's they want this Doctor Who to be legitimate, right? So the question is, why would they think it's not legitimate? Why would they think it's not legitimate? And I don't think this is anything. I don't think this is conscious, right? I think this is a subconscious, reaction. But they really want it to be seen as legitimate, seen as real, proper Doctor Who. But why wouldn't it be? It's made by the BBC. Everything that makes something legitimate Doctor Who makes it legitimate Doctor Who. But I think the biggest problem with that is how it's repelled the audience. It's repelled the mainstream audience. It's repelled the fan audience. I think there's not many people who say, "Oh, season 12, love it." I mean, there are some. And if you're one of them, God bless you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. But I think it's literally decanonize itself with its many errors. So I think this is what these articles are coming together, because they really want this to be the legitimate Doctor Who. Now, why do they want it? Why is it so important that it's legitimate Doctor Who? Because in their diseased minds, it shows we're moving to this glorious future where their worldview is going to become dominant. And their worldview is there are no boundaries to anything. There are no boundaries to countries. There are no boundaries to gender. There's no boundaries to sexuality. There's no boundary to anything, because the boundary makes them feel bad, and they don't like to feel bad. So that's why, Big Finish are subscribed to this insane point of view as well. Like in every story, there's virtually every story, there's always butt kicking. Some females from the future who are trans and lesbian or gender fluid or whatever, and it's just what they believe. They believe that that our clawing, I'll say, if you're watching it and you agree with me, I have a clawing need to say that one's gender and sexuality are not generally speaking mutable, and in fact are really important cornerstones to one's personal identity. They're really, really important. So that's really the broader picture of why they got to make this unwatchable pap somehow work with Doctor Who. It's kind of weird, isn't it? You wouldn't think one goes to the other, but it actually does. So something else that goes to the other is you come to my videos. You come to my videos, and you can always expect to see one thing. And what's that one thing you expect to see? Me begging you to subscribe. Can you hit that subscribe button? That'll be fantastic. Thank you very much. I am very, very appreciative of everybody out there that subscribes. I just got to about 1,800 subscribers. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being there. Now I want to get to 2,000 by the year's end. If I can get to 2,000, that'd be wonderful. I got my Indigo comic starting up in about the sign up starting in about 2 weeks. So, but yeah, that we're launching that before year's end as well. If you subscribe to my channel, you can do many wondrous things, many wondrous and amazing things. The best of which is enter my competitions. The prize this week is Doctor Who: The Robots of Death. An absolutely stonking great adventure. Terrible cover. Here's a cover. This is my personal cover, which you get with it as well. I can't remember if I made this or somebody else made this. I think Blacklight Studios maybe wasn't it? I don't think he's around. It was a fan made cover. So I basically took the template and I made all my DVDs with this cover. It's just so much better. It's so much better. It's like really compare this, which you can't really see very well, to this. It's a bit tatty. But forget the cover, because the story inside is freaking awesome. All you need to do to win it is subscribe to the channel. And in the comments, leave the hashtag Taran Capel. And you can win this on the, I'm going to say the 25th. The 25th of October, I'm going to be on, was it 24th? I'm going to be on Noel's channel. The TARDIS Home, we're going to be doing a watch-along of the Daleks in Manhattan. The Daleks in Manhattan are great. I like that story. A lot of people don't though. I do like that story, but I like all Doctor Who stories mainly up until recently. And then you can win. We're going to pick out a brand new prize. So what will be the prize? It won't be reconciling Chris Chibnall's Doctor Who season 12 with the rest of Doctor Who, which is the prize that Screenrant really would love. They would love that prize. So let's look at their latest attempt to, I haven't read this by the way, this is probably going to be a lot of fun, his attempt to shoehorn season 12 into the rest of Doctor Who. Doctor Who season 12's Ruth must be a past Doctor. Who cares? I mean, again, I want to ask you, why do you care? Maybe she's an alternate Doctor. Like, again, who cares if she's past or future? What's the bloody difference? The reason she exists is to be a black woman being Doctor Who. That's the entire... Now she's done it, right? She's been a black woman being Doctor Who. All she needs to do is continue to be a black woman, and she can continue to be Doctor. She's fulfilled her function. There's nothing else written to her role. It was entirely for that, because Chris Chibnall is a racist. Chris Chibnall is a terrible racist. Doctor Who season 12 introduced a mysterious forgotten Doctor, and logically she can only originate from the show's past. Well, okay, but logically, there's a lot more problems with that now. Like how does she have a TARDIS police box? I mean, listen, there are ways that you can explain this, right? But then you've got to write a whole lot more of information to put it in. So I just think Chibnall, again, it was clear he was going for the like, ta-da, the surprise, thing, and it didn't really work. So so we got this guy, Thomas Bacon. Bacon is awesome, by the way. I just want to know, if you're not Jewish, every time you eat bacon, you should go, it's so good not to be Jewish. Bacon and shrimp, they're the two things. It's lobster. Bacon and shrimp are the two things that I miss most about not being religious. So many things I didn't do before I became that I kind of regret now. I never went to a strip club, I don't think I would have liked it. I think the fantasy is probably much better than the reality. I think reality is probably kind of skanky. And oh my God, there are people who eat the food there. They have a buffet. That sounds bad news. Well, listen, if anybody out there goes to strip club regularly, I make no I'm not looking down on you in any way. But don't go there for the free buffet. That's really bad. That's a bad place you want to be in life. Unless I'm wrong. Tell me in the comments if the three buffet strip clubs is actually quite good. If it's quite good, I'm happy to be corrected. But I digress. Let's get back to Dr. Ruth. See, anything's more interesting than talking about this Doctor Who. Doctor Who's mysterious Ruth must be a past Doctor. Doctor Who season 12 dramatically rewrote the show's lore, and one of the most intriguing aspects of the introduction was the mysterious new incarnation of the Doctor. It would have been a little bit more intriguing had Stephen Moffat not just done it a couple of years earlier, right? I mean, literally, it was like, what, the 50th anniversary? It was like 5 years. Like, it was not a long time ago, and it's kind of a wild thing he did. It was cool when he did it. So Chibs is going like, but I don't understand. Everybody liked it when Moffat did it. Well, the reason people liked when Moffat did it is because he's not a partisan hack who can actually write a story or two. You are if I may quote the incredible Malcolm Tucker, played by Peter Capaldi in The Thick of It. If I may quote Malcolm Tucker, you're a waste of skin, okay? You're a waste of skin. That's who you are. Not you, the viewer, obviously. I love and adore my viewers. Look, that's an interesting problem to put me in. What if Chris Chibnall becomes a subscriber? And Jodie Whittaker? Then I have to love them. I don't know. That's a good ethical question. I need to ponder this. I need to ponder this in detail. Doctor, but where does this mystery Doctor fit in the Doctor Who timeline? It doesn't. That's the freaking problem. She had a police box TARDIS. That again, an example of what an awful writer Stephen Moffat is. He thought it's gonna be really cool if she's digging up a grave. She's digging something up. And it's the TARDIS. Da, da, da. But it made no sense. Then he got to a point where they had to go inside the TARDIS and they had to teleport in because they'd already done this damn stupid thing. Like, there's easier ways to do it. But, you can see that he wanted the idea of her digging up the TARDIS. Yeah, that's... all you got to do is think things through. Yeah, that's all you got to do, mate. Think it through and then see if it works. And if you don't do that, you won't see if it works. Played by Jo Martin, this Doctor had hidden herself from all the Time Lords on planet Earth using the chameleon arch, again, nothing ripped off, to live as a human tour guide in Gloucestershire. Yeah, as one does. That would be my go-to thing to hide from ancient Gallifreyans, which I know nothing about. I would therefore become a tour guide in Gloucestershire. The Jadoon tracked her down on the Time Lord's behalf, and the Doctor regained her memories, teaming up with Jodie Whittaker's 13th Doctor. Regained some of them, but they didn't team up long enough to work out who was who. Like, they all thought each one was in the future, right? Because neither remembered each other. She has the old... Again, listen, they're going to do the arguments for her being the past Doctor. Why are they even writing this story? I mean, like... Is anybody reading this other than me? Are they really? Is anybody... I think it just might be me out there and me on my own. Okay. Let's go to Gloucester. The Jadoon tracked down Time Lords. Again, fine. There's some evidence that she's a pre-Hartnell Doctor, as she's Hartnell's habit of referring to TARDIS as her ship. Okay, and also it's got the Hartnell, a pretty Hartnell-esque, inspired console room, right? As a ship, and she doesn't know what the sonic screwdriver is. Well, I didn't know that Hartnell didn't know what a sonic screwdriver was. He didn't have one, but I think he knew what one was. It didn't seem to be like he invented it. I just watched Free from the Deep, which introduced it, which was surprisingly bad. The story was probably good, but it's probably good because of the performances and the direction, both of which you can't really see through the animation. It was a very disappointing story. But anyway, when he introduces it, he sounds like it's a normal tool that he didn't invent. So, okay, there's some evidence here, doesn't know what sonic screwdriver is. On the other hand, though, there's a strong argument Ruth could be the next Doctor because the TARDIS is already locked in the form of a police box there. Okay, we got that as well. Or she could be a post-Hartnell Doctor. The idea, as I heard the rumor, was they're going to be all these missing Doctors are going to be peppered throughout the reincarnations. So they can basically fundamentally change the character from no longer being that problematic white male that he's been, and that's why skin color and gender is all important for these Doctors, and rather than being very doctory. If that is indeed the case, then it stands to reason Time Lords are destined to return, and Doctor Who showrunner Chris Chibnall has secretly cast Jodie Whittaker's successor. if she wasn't a successor, then after the whole summer of BLM, I'll be surprised. I'll be very surprised if she's not the next Doctor now. But I mean, is Doctor Who going to continue? I mean, I don't know if this era is going to continue. I think it probably depends on the response to the festive episode, which I think is probably going to be pretty awful. I don't see it continuing, but who knows? Who knows? Listen. They made was it New Warriors? They made Safe Space and what was the one? Internet Gas Boy or whatever. Yeah, they did all that. They renewed Discovery for season 3 and 4. Like, I think they're just, like, trolling, the fan audience right now with that. So, BBC might be doing the same, but, BBC are going to be in trouble in the next few years. So, whatever they want to do. I mean, I think Tim Davies, the new Director General's job is to make the BBC profitable somehow and survive in, like, a post-licensee landscape, which is, I think, clearly where it's going now. But logic alone suggests that Ruth is indeed indeed a past forgotten Doctor rather than a future one. That's probably what I think as well. By nature, any multi-doctor is a paradox because the Doctors past and present are interacting with one another. But they can't make memories while they do that, right? So that's why they don't know what's going to happen. In order to resolve the paradox, the Doctor's past selves forget the adventure, I just said that, until the latest incarnation has experienced it. This is important because neither Jodie Whittaker nor Joe Martin have any idea who each other were. But it wasn't enough of a problem for them to stay around and try and figure out the mystery. They're like, no, bye, catch you later. Maybe, who cares? It doesn't matter because nothing mattered. All that mattered was she was a black woman. That's the only thing. The only thing that mattered, and once that was done, nothing else mattered. So that's what I'm just asking, what are you doing, Screenrant? Why they're definitely trying to legitimize this Doctor Who. I think no greater sign is there that they've delegitimized themselves. This is not a standard multi-Doctor adventure. There's a degree of memory eraser involved in all of this. Yeah, something tied into the Timeless Children. Brendan, who knows what any of that crap was. Logically, Joe Martin's Doctor is tied to the Timeless Child Retcon. Yeah, that's pretty logical. This real the Doctor is not a Time Lord at all, but rather the Timeless Child, a being who originates from another universe and became the base genetic code for the entire Time Lord race. Yeah, it's a very bad idea, wasn't it? The Doctor has countless previous incarnations before Hartnell. I mean, so if she has infinite regenerations, then isn't everybody the Doctor now? Right, literally everybody's a Doctor. So all these pre-Hartnell Doctors were ultimately erased from the memory when she became Hartnell. This is the only logical explanation for neither Doctor recognize each other. That Joe Martin's Doctor is a pre-Hartnell. One's existence is wiped from the Doctor's mind. Supporting this, Martin herself insisted that she's not a new Doctor, and according to the Doctor Who magazine, the production staff all refer to as a forgotten Doctor. Yeah, okay, fine. Why are you even? Yeah, you've told us nothing new so far, right? Screenrant, nothing new other than you're bonkers, and that's not new either. It's reasonable to assume that Doctor Who Season 13 will build upon these ideas and introduce Season 12. It's reasonable to assume that if it's utter failure, it's utter critical and commercial and popular failure, has no effect. If that doesn't matter at all, it's reasonable to assume that. If that's not reasonable to assume, which I don't think it is reasonable to assume, maybe it is, maybe it doesn't matter, maybe it doesn't, then I don't think it's reasonable to assume. If the utter failure of Doctor Who does matter, then it's reasonable to assume that this area is going to be flushed down the toilet very, very quickly, which is what I think screenwriters writing this article for. Meaning viewers can expect to learn more about the Timeless Child and Joe Martin's popular forgotten Doctor. She's popular compared to Jodie Whittaker, but so's Himmler. That's not a high bar, okay? Popular compared to Jodie Whittaker is not a high bar. That means that it's only a matter of time before these mysteries are explained or forgotten forever, and audiences begin to understand how this new Doctor fits in the Doctor Who timeline. It doesn't matter. I keep telling you, it doesn't matter. Presumably then the remaining continuity problems such as the TARDIS police state will be ironed out as well. They won't be. They'll be ignored. The whole thing's going to be forgotten because, again, the utter crapness of Chris Chibnall as a showrunner and a writer really can't be overestimated. You can't really overestimate how bad a job he's going to do. So these things, even if they are answered, will not be answered at all because none of it matters. What matters is that Jo Martin is a black woman. That's the only thing that matters to Chris Chibnall. And I think the insane flag waving Twitterati that froth at the mouth and says that he's the greatest ever. He's the bestest ever, apart from being a white male. My name is Sheila Betkin. That is true. The rabbi from another planet. I forgot my moniker. Really, you should really try to remember this stuff going into making a video. My name is Sheila Betkin, the rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.